Hello there my dear friends, and welcome back to another very exciting Star Wars video. It is I coming at you once again, your favourite galactic hostess, Star Wars Meg. And today, we have numerous Mandoverse updates, that is the Mandalorian universe. In this case, we're talking about Ahsoka Season 2 and Skeleton Crew. It's pretty exciting considering we're in this down period of Star Wars content, we actually have something pretty big. They're just tidbits, but very exciting. I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are up to something massive. Not necessarily for the Mandalorian and Grogu in 2026, but in planning what's after it. Now just a bit of housekeeping before we dive into the main topics, and feel free to use the timeline down below to skip ahead if you don't want to hear me jibber jabber for a second. But as you guys know, here on my channel, we are a community. I love hearing your feedback on my videos and my content, what you want to see more of, what you don't like. I listen to you guys, I read the comments, and I always want to give you a show and videos that you want to see. And so keeping in the same vein of thoughts, I wanted to know how you guys feel about additional guests. As you've probably noticed, and more so in the last year or so, I do occasionally have a special guest if we're doing a deeper discussion. But I wanted to know how you guys felt about it. Do you want to see more discussion types, more guests, maybe some other YouTubers, some of whom I have reached out to, or would you rather just hear my voice, keeping in line with the origins of my channel? But I asked you guys in a poll in the community tab, which is now called posts, how you'd like to see me proceed. And it seems like the majority said mix it up, a bit of both. Videos that are just myself, in my lore style or new style videos, and sometimes bringing on a guest. But to cast a wider net of opinions and get your feedback, in the comments of this video, if you haven't seen the post yet, comment if you want to see more guests or less. If you wouldn't mind doing that, I'd appreciate it. And one final thing guys, make sure to subscribe if you've not done so, hit the bell for notifications, but no more jibber jabber, shall we dive into some Star Wars news? Let's get into it, here we go. The Mandalorian universe, the ever-expanding New Republic stories that originated with The Mandalorian's first season. It incorporates the Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, the cancelled Rangers of the New Republic which might return at some point, the upcoming movies, and Skeleton Crew. And while there has been some overlap, which Jon Favreau always promised for the post-Return of the Jedi time period, there hasn't been a wide-ranging crossover event. This is what is rumoured to be Dave Filoni's eventual movie, the one announced at Star Wars Celebration in 2023. But a few months ago, there was an enormous rumour that Skeleton Crew characters were going to feature in Filoni's movie, and some might appear in Ahsoka Season 2. Chris Ford and John Watts also alluded to the fact that while Skeleton Crew Season 2 is very unlikely, we haven't seen the last of KB, Neil, Fern, and Wynn, and so fans assumed we're going to see them much older at a later point during the New Republic. And now my friends, in a brand new interview with Screen Rant, Jude Law cannot confirm nor deny if Jodnar Nawood is going to return soon, his Force-sensitive character from the first season. After being asked the question, have you heard any updates or are you confident we're going to see Jod again? Jude Law replied, I can't say anything. And quote, I'm sure you appreciate there are so many moving parts to that Colossus. All I can say is, we had a really exceptional time making it. It was done with such grace, spirit, and inclusion and collaboration. I was allowed to indulge in my childhood fantasies of being in the Star Wars universe, and I was very, very pleased with the results, and very happy to have had the opportunity to work with that extraordinary group of directors. And as you guys know, I think Skeleton Crew was a triumph, one of the best things Disney Star Wars has ever put out. I understand it was more aimed at children and families, but it was amazing. The storytelling, the heart, the characters, the world building, the mystery of the lost jewels of the Old Republic, Atatin, the idea of the barrier. It was a certified 10 out of 10. And had it released back in 2020 or 2021, back when Disney Plus was at its peak, I think Skeleton Crew would have had insane viewership. But because the first season didn't, I don't think they're going to make a season 2. That being said, this is now the third person who worked on the show to say they can't confirm or deny there's something coming up. And I bet you, Jude Law's been told by Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau or someone else that while his character's on ice, there are plans to bring him back. And it should be at a later point. I want to see how Atatin fares now that it's been discovered by the New Republic. And now that it's on Grand Admiral Thrawn's doorstep, Dathomir's right next door to it. In assuming it was going to save them to be part of a wider galactic community, joining the New Republic or being open to the wider galaxy might become a danger for Atatin. And I want to see the kids grow older, become teenagers and young adults, and have a more active role in the fight. That'd be amazing. But in terms of Jod, I think Jude Law knows something, but he can't say at this stage. There's probably nothing concrete, but I think they've promised him he might return. At the end of the show, Jude underestimated Wim and the gang. His greed got the best of him. We got the massive revelation he was trained by an Order 66 survivor who later died at the hands of, we presume, the Inquisitors. And as Atatin's protective barrier got knocked down, the New Republic saved the day, wiped out the pirates, and Jude could do nothing but watch his crew be decimated, and his dreams of unlimited wealth go up in smoke. It's a new day for Atatin, and we don't know what happens to Jude next. Is he going to be arrested and then breaks out of prison? Is he going to join another crime syndicate? And do you guys think Wim is going to finally meet a real Jedi? There's a chance he comes across Leia, Luke, or even Ezra. There is a lot they can do, but I do think they're wise to leave these characters alone for a minute. That being said, yet another update for Skeleton Crew. In the brand new issue of Star Wars Insider, which gives us some brand new promotional stills for the show, Kryana Critter, who played KB, also expressed a strong desire to return, saying, "I really hope we can get back together and see each other again soon." And I'm telling you guys, the future is very bright for these actors. In fact, Ryan Kira Armstrong, who played Fern, has been cast in Hulu's Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. So if we do get a follow-up to Skeleton Crew, it's not going to be soon. It's going to be after Ahsoka Season 2, whichever direction the Mandoverse goes in after that, whether it's going to be more movies, which I think Lucasfilm hopes for based on the Mandalorian and Grogu box office next year, or if they do return to TV shows. But we haven't seen the last of them. And Skeleton Crew will go down as a cult classic, an obscure Star Wars series which didn't get the best viewership, but has amazing reviews and a strong dedicated fan base. And I've already teased this before, guys, but I have an insane theory about Skeleton Crew and its deeper meaning. I don't know if it was deliberate, but there's an interesting message that concerns the nature of humanity in the cosmos. This ties into astral projection, UFOs, and even Buddhist and Gnostic beliefs. Let me know if you want me to make that video. It's pretty wild. But now, my friends, this video is a Mandoverse update, so we move on to Ahsoka. I'm so excited for this. I've heard some incredible things, notably that Dave Filoni is going all out on this season. I promise you this is true and you can quote me on this. There are going to be some massive character appearances. Because by all accounts they're treating this as the final season, I think they're going to Mando Season 2 it. And by that, I mean very cameo heavy. I'll just say this. C-3PO appearing in the first season was a hint of bigger things to come with the New Republic in Season 2. And as we know, according to Dave Filoni himself, just like in the expanded universe and in Heir to the Empire, Akbar is going to be a central leader in the fight against Thrawn. And in Disney canon, by his side is going to be HERA SYNDULLA. And today we have a better look at a still from Celebration, some concept art. She does look a bit younger in this frame, but I think it's just the artistic style. I don't think this is a flashback. This is Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the present day as HERA. And as you can see, she is fixing Chopper, and on the other side of her, helmeted New Republic officers. I have no idea what the context is for this, but any little tidbit at this stage is good news. And this is such a pleasure to break down with you guys. Season 2 will come around very soon, late 2026. And another Ahsoka news, Bespin Bulletin has confirmed the working title for Season 2 is Firebird. Ooh, juicy stuff. And I'm going to make a prediction that this is going to be the most Star Wars-y feeling show that they've ever made for Disney+. And again, I think it's going to spark a debate about fan service and about familiarity versus pushing boundaries. But I would say, given the tone set in the first season with Anakin's Force Ghost, the world between worlds, this is the perfect place to do it. Ahsoka in many ways is continuing the lineage of George Lucas. So, on top of the Balin and Mortis stuff, I'm here for it. And so finally, my dear friends, one more Mandoverse update. This comes from Katee Sackhoff, Bo-Katan Kryze herself. This is quite unfortunate. She says that playing the role of Bo-Katan in live action, especially in The Mandalorian's third season, broke her, expressing that she lost confidence because her acting style was always just her first instinct. But with Bo-Katan, there were times she didn't feel connected to the character. Even though she's voiced her over the years and played her in Season 2, something was off. And she says, quote, "It always felt grounded in some part of my belly of who I was. But Bo-Katan is nowhere near who I am as a human being. Her life, what she wants, I didn't understand her. As much as I understood her, I never felt her in my stomach. I didn't know how to find her, so it broke me. I started doubting everything about myself. And for 3 years, I basically didn't work. I honestly find that very surprising because I thought she gave a great performance as Bo. The third season is often criticized for being the Bo-Katan show, but even from that perspective, she performed the role perfectly. I always felt she embodied Bo, and as one or two fans have been asking, do her remarks relate to a bad experience with Disney? I do find it very surprising she blames Mando for her lack of work, but recently in speaking with Emily Swallow the Armourer, they both hope to return. I don't know if they're in the movie, but probably in season 4, or whatever comes after it. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts on everything we spoke about in the comments down below. Big Mandoverse video today, guys. Feels like old times, doesn't it? I hope you enjoyed yourself and you had fun. And if you did, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and may the Force be with you, always.